Hey guys, what's up? I'm back with my another program. So today's program is to find a factorial of a number. So here you see I've already written the basic statement. Okay, so let's start the program with the main function directly. Okay, so here suppose my main function is of int type, so I'll write it here first, int, and then main function. Main function is the body, right? So inside the body of this main function, now we are going to declare the variable. So before we declare the variable, we first need to write a data type for those variables. Suppose here my data type is of int type, so I'll write it here int, and then the variable names according to the question. So here my question is to find the factorial of a number. So according to that, we need two variable. Okay, my first variable is suppose number, so I'll write it number as num, right? Second is factorial, so I'll write the factorial as fact. Okay, and let's assign a value 1 for the variable fact. Okay, so that you know when the logical expressions for the factorial will get execute, it will start from the 1. That's why I have assigned the value 1 here. Next is to get the input from the user, we write a cout, that is the character output, right? And inside this double inverted comma, we are going to write the message or the string for the user, right? So I want my user to read a message like, you know, to enter the number to find its factorial. Suppose I want my user to read this, so I'll write it here. Enter the number to find its factorial. Okay, this is what the user will read, and according to this message the user will take the step. So after reading this message, the user will enter the value, right? Obviously it will enter the value. That value, suppose it is a 3 or 2, that value it will get stored here in this variable num. Okay, that's why we have to declare the variable num here. Next step is to take input from the user. We need what? Same. Then we write this variable num. See here, cout is what here? To get the input from the user, we write cout, and to take the input from the user, we write cin. Okay, so next is for loop. Since I'm going to use here for loop for finding the factorial of a number, I'm going to use this for loop. Okay, you can also use while loop if you want. Okay, so here I'm using for loop. And we know that the for loop has 3 statements. The first statement is what? The initialization part. Second statement is the expressions or the condition part, and the third statement is increment or the decrement part. Okay, so let's do the one by one. So first statement here, let's initialize. So we are doing the for loop, right? So let's declare here the variable I. Okay, but here you see this variable I do not have a data type here. Okay, in that case you have to write here data type for this variable I. If you do not write here data type, then you have to declare it here. Suppose I write it here like this. Okay, in that case we know that the data type for this variable I is what? Integer type. But if you are not declaring here I, then you have to write it here. And also let's assign a value for this I. So 1, because I want my looping to start from the 1, so I have written here 1. Okay, this is the first statement. First statement is done. The second statement is the condition, the expression part. So let my condition for this for loop be I less than equals to num. Okay, this is the conditions for this while loop. This is the second statement, and the third statement is increment or decrement part, right? So let's take the increment part, I plus plus. Okay, now for loop, inside the body for this for loop, let's write the logical expressions for the factorial. We know that the logical expressions for this factorial is what? Fact equals to fact into I. Let's keep the comment here. This is the this statement is called what? The block of statement for the for loop. Block of statement. This is a block of statement. Okay, okay, so here you see this looping process. Here you see the user will read this message, and then he or she will enter a number, right? Any number. Suppose a user enters a number like, you know, let me give the comment here. Suppose num equals to, suppose the user enters a number like 3. Okay, this is the number he has entered. Okay, So here you see here my I will start from what? 1. So 1, this I equals to 1, right? So 1 will come here now. 1 is less than equal to 3, right? This is a 3. My number is how much here now? 3. So 3 will come here. So 1 is less than equal to 3. The condition is fulfilled. That means this block of statement, it will get executed. Okay, first iteration is done. Okay, next the third statement, you see it will increment by +1, right? So 1 plus 1, it will give how much now? It will give 2. Now 2 will come here. 2 is less than equal to 3, right? Condition is fulfilled again. This block of statement, it will get again executed, right? Second iteration is done. Again it will get executed by +1 here in the third statement, you see. Then 2 plus 1 is how much? 3. Again 3 will come here. 3 is less than equal to 3. That is also true. The condition is fulfilled here. In that case, again this block of statement, it will get executed. Third iteration is done. Okay, again it will get incremented by +1. Now 3 plus 1 is how much? It is 4. Now again 4 will come here. 4 is less than equal to 3. Is that true? No, that's not true. In that case, the looping will just stop there. Okay, so this is how the looping process takes place here. And after this statement, we need to write what? To get the input from these logical expressions, we need to keep the cout right here also. So let's keep the cout. Okay, the answer is so fact, the variable fact, we're going to write it here. Why fact? Because see, the logical expressions, this is the logical expressions for these operations. Whatever the result, you will get it here. Okay, it will get stored in this variable, this fact. That's why we need to write it here. Okay, and the last is return 0. Why return 0? Because our main function, this is of int type, it will return a value. That's why return 0, or else you can just say that it's the end of this main functions. So right now we do not have a file name here. Let's give a file name before we compile. So Control S, you can give any file name. 4.cpp. cpp is the extension for C++. Okay, now we have the file name here. Okay, now let's compile this program. Okay, now we can run. Here you see the message, enter the number to find its factorial. The user has read this message, so according to this, the user will act, right? So let number be, suppose it is 4. Okay, I want to give the 4. Let's find the factorial for this number 4. Then how does it count? It will count like 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, right? So it will give how much? 24. So this is how you can find a factorial of a number using a simple C++ program. Thank you.